Maria,
Yippers.
you got most of the board?
Yep.
All right. So, med math. All right, so what's our first step in med math always?
Concentration.
Figuring out concentration. And what is concentration?
How much medicine per milliliter?
How much medicine per milliliter? Excellent. I couldn't have said it better. And remember, medicine is invisible, but we can see the vehicle or the water it comes in. And sometimes it's mixed in normal saline, sometimes it's mixed in D5, which is 5% dextrose. It's all different. And then the medicine comes in different allocations, measurements, right? What are some of them that they come in?
Milligrams.
Milligrams, all right, grams, what else?
Micrograms.
Micrograms, very good.
Milliequivalents.
Milliequivalents,
Units.
units, what's that symbol? Okay, so see how weird it is? But it's always how much of that invisible medication is in each ml. After that, it's easy. So how do you do that? Here's our vial. Is you always, what do we call this? Midazolam. What's the other name for midazolam? Come on, gang, you should know that one. It's an am. So Versed. So it's 10 milligrams in 2 mLs. So how do you always get to concentration? You divide the first number by the second number. So 10 divided by 2 is what?
5.
5. So what is the concentration of this vial?
5 milligrams per milliliter.
Excellent, 5 milligrams per milliliter. Easy peasy, 1, 2, 3 easy. All right. We have this goofy new med, and you can use, I want you guys to use your devices for this. Where's mine? I'll use mine too. All right, so we have this goofy new miracle cure med. It cures stupidity. Can't even say that with a straight face. It cures stupidity. And they have to package it in 55-gallon drums. So, anyway, the drum comes, they only fill the drum half thirds full or whatever. But it comes, 51,490 milligrams in 14 liters.
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 So how are we gonna get there?
Well, get the 14 liters to milliliters and
Okay, you can do it that way, or you can just do the 51,490 divided by liter, divided by the 14, but get this to milliliters first, okay? So how many milliliters is that?
14,000.
It's 14,000, okay. Is everybody totally with me so far? 14 liters is 14,000 mLs.
14 liter bags of fluid.
All right, so what do we have to divide?
51,000.
51,490 by 14,000. Go ahead and do that.
3.6.
Let everybody, hang on a second, let everybody work on that, let everybody do it.
Get a calculator.
You're gonna get, oh, because
You wanna
your
use mine?
device is being used as the, okay, cool,
Oh,
thank you.
yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you for
What'd you
sharing.
learn in school today?
Sharing is caring.
Share.
Kate, are you going long?
Yes,
Usually
Dang.
but not
on my
today.
computer.
Computer
She's
back
going
up.
to catch for the touchdown, that's how long she is.
Frotto, where you at? You there?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I'm not gonna mean no problem.
It's just one number. It's just gonna be one number. And I'll do it here myself too. I'm gonna go 51490 divided by 14000 equals, yeah,
Good number.
nice. Everybody there?
Yep.
Everybody there? And the answer is, the constant, are you there, Derek?
Yep.
Okay, on three. 1, 2, 3.
3.667.
857.
That's far enough. The rest of it.
Milligrams per
Oh.
mil.
Milligrams per ml. So let's round it. Let's just keep it to, let's say 3.6.
Wouldn't you take that up to 7?
Want to?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's probably
Well, 14,000 of them later, that might fatten up the dose considerably. But,
Oh no, you're treating stupidity, that ain't gonna hurt, no.
Well, like sure ain't gonna hurt.
what, it's really gonna hurt. Yeah, you're right.
Can't get
Okay,
much done.
so 3.7, can we say 3.7 milligrams per ml?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So now we went from this label, and we divided 51,490 by 14,000, and the number we got was 3.7, so it's 3.7 milligrams per ml. Everybody good with that? Totally good with that? So
Mhm.
now here is the stupidity drug. That's the concentration. Well, it's, most adult dosing is standard. Give him, a standard dose they've been finding is about 15 milligrams.
per kilogram, just,
Same
I
thing.
would have said per kilogram.
Yeah, same.
So it's about 15 milligrams.
You said 15?
Yep. Raise your hand when you're there. There? Everybody pretty confident they got how many mLs we're going to deliver this patient? Everybody fairly confident? And what? Who wants to bet a buck?
$1? Sure.
do I actually get $1 this time?
600?
So lame, at the wedding, you don't even have $1 for the dollar dance. Can I borrow a buck? So I can do dollar dance. All right, so how many mLs do I gotta give Mr. Stupido?
4.05.
4.05 mLs. What would you round that to?
4.
4.1.
4.
I think
All
we
right.
can give them a little bit. We rounded up anyways.
So
for that.
how do we do that? So standard dose. So we say desired dose. Desired dose
That's
equals
easy, right?
15 milligrams IV push. That's fun. Out here, 55 gallon drum. So standard dose or desired dose is 15 milligrams. So how did you get your answer?
The 15 milligrams divided by the 3.7 milligrams.
So you go 15 milligrams divided by 3.7, which is how many milligrams is in each ml equals number of mLs. And what did we say it came out to? 4.05, which we're just gonna call 4 mLs. So I know I'm gonna need at least a 5 cc syringe to do that, which you don't see 5s very often. Most places will carry a 1, 3, 10, maybe a 20 and a 30 or something like that. Is everybody just good so far how we did that? You can take any vial of any mix, and as long as you divide the first number by the second number, you can get the concentration. And that's, what is the first step of med math?
Find the concentration.
Find the concentration. A lot of vials will put it on there for you, but I want you guys to know how to get there. All right, let's do another one. So this is example number 1, the anti-stupidity drug.
What are you gonna call it? What's the brand name
El Stupido.
for it?
El Stupido.
Straight up.
The second one is the miracle hair growth.
Ooh.
The miracle hair growth drug. And topical lotion. No. But it comes in a goofy, I don't know, it comes in a vial.
What class
We'll
five?
make it a
This is
taller.
a big emergency for EMS to respond. They push this truck every single time.
And this is the miracle hair growth drug. And,
Let's fill it.
MHG, there we go.
yes,
Human hair growth hormone.
MHG. So, and this stuff comes, oh yeah, it comes 650 milligrams, and it's goofy, comes in a 9 ml vial, like amiodarone. Okay, everybody figure out the concentration. So the concentration then per ml, put your hand up when you got it. Frado, you with us? You got it? All right, so on 3, 1, 2, 3.
72.
72 milligrams per milliliter.
72.2, let's call it 72. All right, so the true answer is 72.222222222 bazillion twos. So we're just gonna call it 72 milligrams per ml.
Just keep injecting it until you see the hair start growing. So I gotta do
It's instantaneous.
222.
Can't you tell? I
Like it's-
did some just a few minutes ago. All right, so the desired dose, however, is weight-based.
Ooh.
And the desired dose of MHG produced by Lilly and Company, tested on African tribes where they like kill, you know, most of them. I mean, drug companies are so evil, you guys. They're bad. They wipe out whole, yeah. All right, so the desired dose is 0.3 milligrams per kilogram.
How many kilograms is this person gonna
Well, then you need to know how many kilograms your patient is. Is everybody so far, they're with me? And it's the same guy that got burned in the quiz.
He wants a therapy.
So this stuff works especially well on post-burn victims.
do? Ooh, there we go, now we have complications.
So let's take a trip down memory lane. How much did your burn patient weigh from that call yesterday?
70.
70K. He weighed 70K. So the patient weighs 70 kilograms. And what did we say the dose was? 0.3 milligrams per kilogram. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna figure out his total dose first, okay? Figure out his total dose, just his dose in milligrams. And remember, we're rounded to 72. Everybody got the total dose of invisible med he's gonna get? Is everybody there?
I think so.
How'd you get there?
70K times
So multiplication.
0.3 milligrams.
So you just went 0.3 times 70.
So it's 20.
Yeah,
You get that?
yeah.
Because he gets 0.3 milligrams for every kilogram. So there's your 0.3 milligrams times 70.
21 milligrams.
Everybody got that? Is everybody clear on that? How come you're going like that, Bria?
I usually use the slash to signify division, that's all.
This is per.
Yeah,
Yep, this is per dosing, yep.
yep. I see what you did.
All right, so it equals what?
21 milligrams.
It equals 21 milligrams. Well, we know, what's the first step in med bath?
Concentration.
The concentration. We know the concentration is what?
72 per milliliter.
72 milligrams per ml. Always say the whole thing. 72 milligrams per ml. Well, 21 milligrams is less than 72, so we know it's gonna be less than an ml he's getting. Everybody so far so good with that? So how do we get to the number of mLs we're gonna give him?
21 over 72.
So 21 divided by,
72.
okay? So everybody take, so it's 21 divided by 72 equals the mLs. Everybody got that? So 21 divided by 72 equals what?
0.29.
0.29. What can we round that to?
30.
0.3. So if you take a 1 ml syringe, what's 0.3 of 10? 3/10 of it. So you go 0.3 mLs, so here's your 10 ml syringe, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Would that be 1 milliliter syringe?
I'm sorry, a 1 ml syringe.
I mean, you could do 10 and dilute it, but.
You could do 10 and dilute it, but
So let's just stick with let's just keep it simple. So here's our 3 mLs, 0.3. So here's 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, and we should really put that mLs. Everybody see how we got there? So you can take a big syringe, put a stopcock on, and take a little syringe and just draw off a little bit. Or you could dilute it, take it to the next step. You could put 1 in there, stretch out 9 more. So there's different ways to do it, but let's keep it simple. So 0.3 mLs is the answer to that. The post-burn miracle hair growth drug. So if you take it step by step, and always remember that your saving grace will be figuring out right off the bat concentration. Are you guys good so far? Anybody hanging by the fingernails? Admit it if you are. It's okay. We can do it again. We can do it again. We can do it again. All right. If you think I can move on, I'm going to move on.
go for some drips.
This is what I have trouble with.
Dr. Arithmetic here in the front row is going, come on, bring it, bring it.
This is what I have issues with, is some drips, so.
Well, you should at this point in your career. You should have issues with that.
If you didn't, you wouldn't be here.
All right.
I have other things
I
to.
was raised like a pit bull. I was pumping nitro.
I'm on a nitro drip.
I'm a genocidal catastrophe. There'll be another one after me. All right. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, let's enter the dark zone. Oh, cripes. All right. I'm gonna keep this simple. This is what a nitro drip looks like. Like these. It's always in glass. Nitro reacts with plastic, so you can't run it out of a plastic bag. So, and then the drip chambers, you know how they got that little flip thing on the side, that little flip tab? It's a vent that you open. Well, this does not collapse. So like, why isn't my drip running? Why is my drip running? Why is my drip running? Psst, open up your little vent and then it will run. So nitro only in glass.
Isn't it usually in either a darker bottle or a brown bag as well?
No, different drug. Different drug. Nitro, the easiest drip, that's why we're starting with it. The one you guys will see the most is a nitro drip. Who do you use it on?
Patients?
Chest painter. You're one of your most common calls. All right, so there it is. And it is NTG. And it is 50 milligrams in 250 mLs. Don't blurt it out let everyone work it out. Raise your hand when you're there. Who feels like they're treading water already a little bit? It's okay if you do. It's okay. Calm, little lambs. Experience the drink. All right, so what do you got?
0.2 milligrams
0.2 milligrams
per milliliter.
Always put a 0 in front of it there, hot shot. Because I might screw up and give them the wrong dose. 0.2 milligrams per ml. All right. Who's part of a fire department? Or studied firefighting? Derek, you've been on scenes. Okay, who knows what a fire truck is? When I joined the local fire department like 30 years ago, I knew that ambulances were white, fire trucks were red. I mean, that is the extent of it.
Then I saw a yellow fire
Going
truck
up there,
and my mind was
knock,
blue.
knock, knock, new in town.
I've seen pink fire trucks and green,
See a
The
lot of
green ones?
like lime green. I've actually been in a town with it. where
Put
I
that
saw
thing
lime
outside
green.
for a while, it'll ripen up.
Right? Whereas Bear Creek's fire truck, they're kind of like a really neon green, yellow color. It's weird.
Huh. All right, so how do you dose nitro? How do you dose a nitro drip? Well, just like a fire truck, a drip is over time. So you have, remember, desired dose. Well, a drip is not just a one big bolus. It's not a bolus of med, it's a drip. It goes in over time for this therapeutic effect. So, the way you dose nitro is 5 micrograms per minute. That is freaky. No, it's not that freaky. So, I know, eek! So what do we have to do? We have to convert the milligrams to micrograms.
Oh, boy.
Jeepers, Paul!
Move that
So, all right. So a milligram equals how many micrograms?
1,000.
1,000 milligrams equals 1,000 micrograms. So what do we got to do with that?
Tons.
Move that decimal over 3 to the right.
All right, so there it is. There's your 0.2 milligrams. And so watch it we go. 1, 2, 3. That's where that decimal point's gonna live. So now, what is the concentration of this vial of nitro?
200 micrograms a milliliter.
Say that again. Wow, baby.
200 micrograms per milliliter.
Nice. Everybody see how we got there? We just converted the milligrams to micrograms. So it's 200 mics per ml. Sweet! So now we can just change it like this. It's 200 mics per ml. How cool. And it's dosed in mics. We're halfway home. So here's the thing. This little pump, goofy little thing, little machine, little buttons, scary lights, buzzers, makes flight nurses go, ah, what's that? It's getting loud. Helmets are so cool, you can't hear anything. It's like, if there's a red flashing light, I'll deal with it. Calm, Buddha.
Woosah.
Lights are all green, Randy's happy. I can't hear anyway. All right, so it's 200 mics per ml. This little pump only understands per hour. It only understands per hour. It's like a fire truck, only understands gallons going through me per minute or whatever. So a pump only understands per hour. So, how many minutes are in an hour? This stuff's getting crazy. So, if he gets 5 mics per minute, 60 minutes later, he will have received how many mics? He's getting 5 mics per minute. 1 minute. 2 minutes, he's gotten 10 mics. 3 minutes, he's gotten 15 mics. 4 minutes, he's gotten 20 mics. So how many mics, let everybody get it, how many micrograms of this invisible medicine will he have received over an hour? And how do you, or more importantly, how do we get there? What do we multiply? 5 every minute, and there's 60 minutes in an hour, so what do you multiply? 5 times 60 is how many mics he'll get in an hour. Because that's what the pump understands. The pump just says, man, just program me per hour, okay? So what are we at? How many mics is he gonna get an hour?
300.
300. What's the first step in med math?
Concentration.
What is the concentration of that vial?
200 mics.
200 mics. And he's gonna get 300 over an hour. So how many mics would be in 2 mLs?
400 micrograms.
There'd be 400 micrograms in 2 mLs.
Back that train up. What?
Pardon me?
I said back that train up.
Say that
Comma.
again?
What? Back that train up.
Okay, how many micrograms per ml? What's the concentration?
200 micrograms.
200 micrograms per ml.
Mm-hmm.
How many
Oh, okay.
micrograms are in 2 mLs then?
Okay, 400.
400.
Gotcha.
So how many mLs would be 300? Like halfway right between. 1.5 milliliters. You see that? So 200 micrograms in 1 ml. Well, in 2 mLs, you just double it. See that? So there'd be 400 micrograms in 2 mLs of this. Draw it out. But he's running at 5 mics per minute, which is gonna give him 300 micrograms over an hour. So how many mLs would that be? Halfway right in between. No, that'd be 1.5 mLs an hour. Is everybody totally clear how we got there? And I can say it again. You got 50 and 250, 50 milligrams and 250 ml. So you divide 50 by 250, and you got 0.2, so it's 0.2 milligrams per ml. And 0.2 milligrams is 200 micrograms per 1 ml. And you dose it at 5 mics per minute. So you go 5 times 60, over an hour, he would get 300 micrograms, which is 1.5 mLs. 2 mLs is 400, So it's halfway in between is gonna be 1.5. It's kinda like our little kid. He ain't 1-year-old and he ain't 3, he's 2. He's that finger that grows right here. So it's 1.5, so it's 1.5 mLs an hour. Good? Thank you for bearing with me, gang. Check this dumb thing out. I'm thinking about how long this is compared to our pump tubing we use at the bodyguard. Kind of figure it out here. That's 10 mLs of tubing. So, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna go to heaven. Okay, in an hour, you're gonna get this much. So it's gonna get to you in about 5 days from now. Is that stupid? It's a dumb little baby dose to start with. It's a dumb little baby dose to start with. That's why I always prime your set. Don't prime your set with just a saline. Prime yourself with the drug. So as soon as we plug it into that monkey and start it, he's getting the drug. But he's still only getting that much of it over an hour. So that's what the protocol is. But you know what? It'd be sick enough to need a nitro drip. Start it at 10 mics per minute. Let's just double that. So if we double the minute dose, what will happen to his hour dose? That will double as well, right? We're just doubling per minute, so it'll double per hour. So how many mics would he get over an hour running at 10 mics per minute?
600.
600, because now it's 10 mics every single minute, and over 60 minutes, he's gonna get 600 mics. Oops, that's a C. 600 micrograms per hour. So, the concentration, which is the first step of med math, is 200 mics per ml. And now he's gonna get 600 in an hour. So everyone figure out how many mLs he's gonna get an hour. $600 divided by 200 is, on 3 everybody, is everybody with me? Are you still
No.
wondering about that?
Yeah.
Okay.
You need to
Good
make
enough.
the 200, 400, and 600.
Okay. First step of med math is always how many mLs?
I'm good up till there, before
Okay.
you're pointing.
All right. But now we're giving him mics per minute, so over an hour. We're giving him 5 mics every minute. In 1 minute, he's gonna get 5 mics of the medication. 2 minutes, he will have received 10 mics. In 3 minutes, he got 15 micrograms of it. 4 minutes, he's got 5 times 4 is 20 micrograms of it. 5 minutes, he will have gotten 20, he will have received 25 micrograms of it. So 5 mics per minute times 60 minutes is 300 micrograms. That's his total dose in 1 hour. So over an hour, he would have received 5 mics times 60 minutes is 300 micrograms.
Mhm.
Well, if we doubled the dose, so every minute he's getting 10 mics times 60 minutes, he would have received 600 micrograms in
Mhm.
that same hour, because we doubled his dose. Still having chest pain, still having chest pain, still having chest pain, we're gonna bump it. Are you good with that?
Mhm.
Okay. So, So there's his 600 mics. Well, how many mLs would that be? We know the concentration is 200 mics per ml. So how many mLs would 600 be? 200, 1 ml, 2 mLs is 400 mics, 3 mLs, 600 mics. Does that make sense, or do we, no? Okay. So you got this pump. Cool little pump. It's called an IVAC, mini med, whatever you want. We used to carry them, we do a new one now. It's got a channel, it's got a screen on the front, and it's got 3 channels, like, looks like D's. It's got a really bad clamp on it, $10,000 pump, $2 clamp, always comes undone. Brendan drops it, smashes all over, pisses the doc and the nurses off at the sending facility. And so now I have my bottle of nitro, like these, and I have a bail handle on it like that. So now it's hanging. I spike it with some tubing, got a little drip chamber, and it goes over here into a little square cassette that fits into the pump. And there's a little plunger thing in here that goes and pumps it through at a very specific rate over into the patient's arm, and it goes. And so if I set this pump at 3 mLs an hour, he's getting 600 mics in that hour, because we know that there's 200 mics per ml. Everybody good with that? You guys are being awfully quiet.
I think it's our thinking caps,
So
our thinking faces.
Yeah, go ahead, talk to me, Goose.
what if you're in the field and you don't have an IV pump?
Yeah, so it drops.
Smash!
Right.
No, you're not gonna run a drip without a pump. Yeah, you're not gonna run it. I mean, we could take it we'd take it the next step and go drip
not.
sets, drops per minute and so forth. We could do that. But you're not, the days are beyond that. I mean, everybody has a pump now. If you don't have a pump, you shouldn't be running drips, you know. Yeah, eyeballing medications at this, oh, man.
Cause in our first semester, we were
Yeah,
practicing,
that's what we had to
trying to
practice.
like figure out drip sets. How much,
You-
how many drops.
You
are
know how
there.
goofy and butt backwards that is to try to teach people drips in their first semester of paramedic school?
It was on our like 8th quiz.
Yeah.
No, you gotta start with like concentration. If you understand concentration, it makes the whole rest of med math very easy. All right, so, whoa, wait a minute.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Are we gonna have to know how to calculate for using a drip set for NREMT?
I don't think so.
Okay. Then
I don't
care.
think so. But I don't care. No, it's
My
easier
care
than you
factor
think.
just went.
It's easier than you think.
And take that out of the brain.
Well, just the drops per minute and all of
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
We don't need to do that for.
So, but, I mean, you got a good head for math, and it's not that hard. If I said a particular set runs 15 drops equals an ml,
Right.
You can figure.
and
it
you
out.
run it at,
5
yes,
drips.
you can, because you know the concentration is 200 mics per ml, and you know his desired dose is 600 micrograms per hour. You could get there, it's easier than you think.
Yeah.
But let the
I don't
machine,
have to.
why clutter my brain
Pretty much,
with that
yeah.
kind of stuff?
That falls under the nice to know, not need to know.
Yeah. All right, so as a rule, most of the world does nitro at 50 milligrams per 250 mLs. Most of the world. And so you know the concentration there, it's 200 mics. And 5 mics per minute. Start your nitro drip at 5 mics per minute. It's a little baby dose. It's not gonna do anything for the guy. Start at 50 mics and titrate back. Make those pressure dumps. No, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. You did not
But
do
Brendan
Brendan say that.
said.
Yeah, Brendan said, right.
And Brendan
Well-
would say, I don't know, who is that? She's not my class.
So we say, so 10 mics per minute equals how many mLs an hour on a pump?
3 mil?
Yeah. So, do we still have enough board? Can you get me in over here?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so 10 micrograms per minute equals 3 mLs per hour of that nitro drip. And that's the hour symbol. I'll write it out like that.
We're paramedics, you can tighten up our game.
I gotta keep my game tight. All right. 10 mics per minute equals 3 mLs an hour. We just worked it out. And you can do it, you can punch in a pump, you can put in a desired dose, or you can just go nitro, and they're gonna ask you what kind of dose you want, and the pump goes ba-ding and does it for you. What?
I didn't want to tell you that at first.
I didn't want to say that at first, right.
Yeah.
Like the MyMedic cards, pull them out and they show you exactly how many mLs to draw for every single situation. No, I want you guys to know how pharmacology works. I just do what the book says. Well, hang on a second. This guy, so how do you dose nitro? If he's still having chest pain, what do you, oh wait, I'll back it up. What do you titrate nitro to? What's titrate mean?
Adjust.
To adjust to. What do you titrate nitro to?
Comfort.
Pain, yeah. And what's pain
Desired
scale?
effect?
1 to 10. No, it's 0 to 10. So you're titrating nitro to 0 pain and pressure. Because what does a nitrate do? It dilates. So you dump his pressure. And I love it. We used to have this little gal, Betty, and we diabetic. We ran on her all the time. How many nitro have you taken, Betty? Oh, 20, 25? What? Yeah, so she's taking 20 or 25 little sublingual nitro. She, I take them 2 and 3 at a time. Wow. You know,
Rough.
and then you give a, you know,
How
big
is
guy
their blood
one, and he was
pressure?
like, whoa. Oh,
How is their
shit.
blood pressure right now?
Exactly. I mean, she's used to it. She's been doing it for years.
Wild.
Tolerance, That would
Um,
be high tolerance.
Or her med's expired and it's not working at all.
So the way you titrate nitro is they still got pain and they still got a decent blood pressure, you bump it. They still got pain, still got decent blood pressure, you bump it. Still got pain, still got decent blood pressure, bump it. So anyway, so I'm running this monkey at 10 mics per minute and it's not touching him. He's still got relentless pain at 5, 6 on a 10 scale. So what should I bump his dose up to?
15?
Let's go big. Let's
20.
double the 10.
20.
Let's double his dose.
That
Let's
makes
go to
sense.
20, let's go to 20 mics per minute. Well, how many mLs would that be on the pump? You're doubling his dose. You're
6
doubling
mLs
his dose.
per hour.
It's gonna be 6 mLs an hour when you punch it in to the pump. Because, and if you went back and did the math, 20 times 60 minutes, what's 20 times 60?
1200.
Divided by your concentration, which is the first step of all med math.
No.
Comes out to 6 mLs. 1 ml, 2 ml, 3 ml, 4 ml, 5 ml. Yeah, comes out to 6 mLs an hour. Okay. Not so. Pay attention. Stop texting.
Ooh.
You pay too much for this education. How much is in this 250 vial?
100 milligrams.
100 milligrams. Okay, whoa, that's so freaky. But now wait a minute. So Frotto, you, a caffeine, I was gonna say abuser, the user of caffeine that you are. So here's what I do, gang, is I usually put 3 scoops in a pot.
Wimp.
I put 3 scoops in a pot, and I get the effect I want from drinking 1 cup usually. I can get, yeah, I can get the effect I want with 1 cup.
That's nice.
Well, what happens if I double the dose and I put 6 scoops in there?
And you only need
How many
half a
cup? Then I only need half a cup, because I doubled the dose of coffee, so I only need to drink half as much
Right.
to get the same effect.
Okay.
So I only need to drink half as much of the drug because it's twice the concentration. See where I'm going with this gang?
Picking up what you're laying down.
You.
Picking it up.
So,
3 doses in.
usually, nitro comes 50 milligrams in 250, but now I go to pick up a patient at XYZ hospital and they got nitro at 100. The coffee is twice as strong. So I only need half as much of it to get the same desired effect.
Right.
So, to get his heart 20 mics per minute on a dose that's twice as strong, what do I run my pump at to get him 20 mics per minute?
3 milliliters an hour.
3 mLs an hour. Oh my God, you guys, this is getting freaky too. This is getting freaky now.
Oh, jeez.
So you see that? The coffee is twice as strong, so I only have to drink half of it to get the same effect. So when you have nitro at 50 milligrams in 250, I'll give you a great big tip here. 10 micrograms equals 3 mLs an hour. 20 micrograms, and I'll write it up here. This is a 50 milligram, you guys still writing with me here?
Yippers.
In 250 mLs. Oops. Well, if I had to go up to, we're still on that first bottle that I left the first facility with. And he's still having that chest pain, it's at a 4 or 5, it's being relentless, it's really nagging. So I'm going 3 times as much as my original dose. So now what's my pump gonna be reading? 3 times the original dose. My pump's gonna be reading 9 mLs an hour. So gang, on a 50 and 250 bottle, nitro dosing at 10, 20, 30 mics is 369. 369 mLs, 369 mLs. I see Frado taking a picture. That's a great idea. And remember the old, I don't know, it's a song or nursery rhyme? 369, the goose drank wine, monkey chewed tobacco on the streetcar line. You guys know that one?
No.
No.
We
I
do
wasted all that good rhyme.
I know that, like,
Wine
bubble
bowl,
my
the
shoe.
monkey got choked, they all went to heaven and the liquor rolled up. Anyway, 369.
Creepy.
It is creepy. Yeah.
Nursery rhymes are creepy in general.
Yeah, that's what I mean. What's that?
Okay, so 369 is 10, 20, 30 mics per minute. 369, 10, 20, 30 mics. 369, 10, 20, 30 mics.
One more time?
Okay, yeah, Mr. Slit Eyes. Oh, yeah.
I have
All right.
sleep, so
Okay, so, wait a minute though. Oh, God, I went to pick up that patient over at Grayling or whatever, and they run the 100. Oh, they run 100 and 250.
Just half those numbers.
So, what'd you say? Say it again.
Half those numbers. So if you
So
get
it's
30
half those
micrograms, you're only gonna get 4.5 milliliters.
So what are all my numbers? So you're saying half those numbers. So what's my pump gonna read if I'm
1.5.
using nitro at 100 milligrams in 250?
You got the 1.5 milliliters per hour for the 10 micrograms.
Okay, you stop. Somebody else tell me the next.
3 milliliters per hour. And then 4.5 milliliters an hour.
And every time I wanna go up by 10 mics. Here I'm going up by 1.5 mLs, here I'm going up by 3 mLs. You got that, Kate? You had a funny look on your face there for a second.
That's just your face.
You're good? You're good? All right, you guys get ready to get all freaked out now?
Yes.
I'm gonna freak you out. I'm gonna send you some crazy stuff at you now.
Okay.
Some jive pharmaceutical company just started packaging this stuff. Strangely.
Mm.
You say 200 milligrams and 500 ml alcohol.
Mm. See that? Oh, okay.
All right, now wait a minute. How does it always come? Comes 15,250 the world over. But no, Grayling's got a new vendor. So usually I always mix my coffee 3 scoops. Well, now I'm only putting in 1.5 scoops. Usually takes me a cup to get the buzz I need.
Now you gotta double it.
So now how many cups do I gotta drink?
Two.
I gotta double my dose because the mix is half the strength. I gotta double my dose. Because the mix is half the strength. So 10 mics on a 25 and 250 is gonna be how many mLs an hour?
6 mLs an hour.
20 mics
12
on
mLs.
25 milligrams and 250 is gonna be how much?
12 milliliters an hour. And then 18 mils.
Does it make sense?
Sure does.
It's not that hard, gang. And so there's Mr. Pump. Wow, cool. You look at that, you look at that, cool. Cool, still having chest pain, I'm still having chest pain. All right, you got all your soft keys right here, all along here. I'm gonna go back. And this is your 50 and 250. Mr. Jones is still having chest pain. He's at 10 mics. Hey man, I'll help you out. We just titrated out. Check his pressure. He's still holding the pressure. 5 minutes down the road, man, I'm still having that chest pain. Okay, Mr. Jones. 7, 8, 9. What's the dose he's getting?
30 mics a minute.
He's up to 30 mics per minute.
You gotta really watch his pressure now.
Dr. Fowler says, when you're running a nitro drip, 100, 100, 100. I want no more than 100 mics per minute. I want a blood pressure no less than 100 systolic. And I want a heart rate no greater than 100. That's not anything you'll ever see in a book, but if you think about it, he doesn't want to exceed a dose that's going to dilate the crap out of the guy's vasculature.
Right.
He wants to maintain a blood pressure because what's our map, ladies and gentlemen?
65 and greater.
Greater than 65, yeah. And then he doesn't want to make the guy tacky. He's already a chest painer with a sick heart. Don't put more myocardial workload, oxygen demand.
Experts.
Yeah, make it worse. Ladies and gentlemen, how's that for your intro to drips? Does it make sense? Drips are not that big, scary thing. Remember back when we started farms, and always, what is your first step? Go to concentration. It makes the rest of your steps so much easier. And I can't believe that it's not taught that way. And in the first semester of medic school, before you know how to put on a Band-Aid, you're trying to figure out drops per minute, per hour, that's crazy.
that would be because of, I think we focus more on this stuff, not necessarily that, but that was a couple of the questions we were trying to learn how to do. But we focus more.
Are we good on this then?
What's that? We're done for the minute, yeah.